I don't know if this is live. I'm talking to Christopher here. He's watching football, I think. But I'm gonna go with the kind of flow and sending this live. I don't know why. It feels a little bit like yeah, fuck it. I'm here to do the kind of vinyl community vinyl tag 2019 thingy. Not because I have so much good things to say about it, but and I'm not gonna show that many records because I'm a lazy bastard, and I'm gonna do a vinyl finds pretty soon, so I'm saving up my energy for that. So I'm not gonna show too much, but I'm gonna go through the questions. Hey, hi, local bandography. Hi. I hope it's not too loud in the background. Is it too loud? Do you want me to turn it down? Italian prog afternoon. I'm sorry, Christopher, for disturbing your Italian prog afternoon. I'm gonna turn off the music. Sorry for that. Can't hear myself talk. Okay, so I'm just gonna run through these very quickly, and doing this as a live kind of thing update is very stupid because I don't know if there's gonna be too much interaction, but hit me with questions and thoughts, and we can talk a little bit about it if you like. But as I said in the start of this video, I'm not going to show that many records, so it's just me talking really. But I wanted to give my 5 cents on the subject because I've had so much enjoyment of all other members' videos, and I think that mine is probably going to be the worst one of the bunch. But I mean, fuck it. Here we go. And as I said, I'm gonna do a vinyl finds video this evening, so I'm saving up my energy and pulling stuff from that. So okay, best finds of 2018. That's the first question, and I did an entire video of that in like 2 videos ago or something like that. So check that out. I'm not going to talk about them. I'm not going to show anything. Everything is there to see. Some selfless promotion. I have a Instagram account where I show a lot of stuff that I then show in my vinyl finds videos, and you can always go there and see about almost all of the records that I get. It's Johnny the Fox 30 without a H in it. So to the more funny parts. Maybe shout out to other VC channels, and I know that some people like did a thing where which channels do you see that deserves more views, and I mean another member said this, but I mean deserves more views is very like subjective, because I mean some stuff that people are showing is just such an amazing records, but it's maybe a little too niched. I don't know. Like you, Christopher. I mean, you deserve so many. I mean, thousands of subscribers because you show amazing stuff. But compared to maybe someone who shows the latest Robin record or Metallica record, I don't know, I'm talking out of my ass right now, but maybe that would bring more views, but that's not the case, is it? Like, we don't really care about the subscriptions, do we? I mean, it's all about sharing music with people that for one, likes the music you are showing and talking about, and 2, liking you, hearing you talk and your thoughts on the music. I mean, I watch some channels that doesn't show exactly this stuff that I'm into, but I love just hearing them talk, the flow of the voices. It's just a soothing kind of experience for me, and I really dig it, but not necessarily because of the music they are showing. Okay, so here are some some people that I watched more intensively during 2018, and that's Dots and Loops. Chris Basket, he didn't do that many videos in 2018. That's a shame, because I love his channel, and we go way back. He's a great dude. I still watch Derek's videos whenever I have the time, and I feel like he's talking about something that interests me. And I love hearing Derek rant. And but the best videos, in my opinion, that Derek is doing is the ones where he shows his records. But I understand his channel. I definitely do. He has to do what he wants to do. So, as we all do. Okay, so Diana's channel, I watched Seek. They are so long, and he does his live thing, and I'm gonna get to that in the last question with my, like, what I recommend for new people to do when they just it. But like, one of my suggestions is that don't do your videos too long, like 20 minutes tops. But that's not for me to say. But I love Seek's videos. I can watch an hour of Seek's video of a live session that he had, and I love every minute of it. When I have the time to embrace myself in that long of a video. Okay, so yeah, so Seek Moan Rocks. I also started to watch this year. Chris Coltrane, he didn't do that much, but I love his channel, obviously. Kieran's Neil Groove, I love his videos also. Go a couple of years back. Christopher, of course, do more videos. Christopher, show more records. Fred Big Star, obviously. Great to have him back in the community, or in my feed at least. Community, but feed. James Buttery's videos, X Junkie, Nico Malcolm, Sonic Mainliner, Noble Records, Matt and Sam, I love those videos. Teddy's videos. But I have to say that the channel that makes me the most happy when it comes up in my subscription feed, that gives me the absolute most joy this year, has been Dr. Rhythm's channel. I just love those guys sitting there, having their sessions, drinking wine and beer and whatnot, listening to music for an entire evening, and then later on, or the day after, sharing that with us, just showing what they played for each. I think that that's just such an awesome thing to do, and very knowledgeable, and yeah. Campo it's a shame. It's a shame that Campo isn't making videos anymore. He had an awesome system and collection. I agree. Yeah, good afternoon. So yeah, and I watched a lot of other stuff. I just went through my history. So that's the ones that pops up in my head. Talk about a cheap album that is really good, and this, I've talked about this before, but I love R. Dean Taylor's I think self-titled record on Rare Earth, which you can get even here in Sweden. You can get that for like $1 or €1 still. I think I got mine for $1 sealed. There just seems to be such an overflow of those records, but it's really good. It's an awesome record. R. Dean Taylor, check it out. There's like 2 songs that he made as singles, I think, which is really good. It's soulful. He was a writer for Motown, I think, and wrote a lot of songs, and this was his own, like, he wanted to do his own album, and they are everywhere. I don't understand it, and no one talks about it. It's such a good record. Check it out. Favorite side project album? I don't know. I just picked Storm Corrosion with Mick Åkerfeldt and Steve Wilson. I think that's still a fantastic and interesting record, where you can hear both of them, their voices going through the project, but making something completely different from what they are doing with their separate bands slash solo project. So yeah. Let's see here. Ardeen Taylor, is that MacGyver? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, Google it. I should show it, but you know, I'm lazy. So okay, Christopher, Ardeen Taylor, check it out. It's like a top $2-3 record tops, like, and it's so damn good. Gotta See Jane. That's the song to check out. A song from an artist that is uncharacteristic in their catalog. I just finished watching Magician's Hat, the documentary film about Bo Hansson, and I've talked about this before. One of his, if not the worst record by Bo Hansson, is Mitt i livet, in the middle of its life in 1985. It was released. And it doesn't sound like Bo Hansson at all. Nothing of Lord of the Rings or Magician's Hat is there. Not even close. It's like quirky, bad pop songs sung in Swedish. But there's one song on there called Magadonian, which is a fantastic song, where it's the first song on the album, which I think is so underrated. I've played it for a couple of friends, and they didn't like it too much, but there's something there in the song that I really resonates with me. So if you've heard about Bo Hansson, if you like his material, check that song out and see for yourself what you think. I think it's an interesting, uncharacteristic song in his catalog. So yeah, take that off. The last album you purchased, it's I actually just, and I talked about Christopher about this, I just won an Swedish eBay auction of Taste of Blues from 1969, the reissue of that from 1992. I'm so happy that I did that, and I'm really looking forward of getting it home to me. And playing in the background in the beginning was this, and this is also one of the earliest ones, or not earliest, the last purchase I did. Terje Jesper and Joachim, I think they were from Norway, and this is a Shadocks reissue from last year or 2 years ago. No, that was Richard Dean Anderson. Ah, yeah. No, that's not MacGyver. Yeah, it's not MacGyver. Oh shit! I forgot a question. The holes you are looking to fill in your collection. This is actually why I decided to do this, because if there's someone out there who has one of these, please PM me or get a hold of me or something, and I'll buy it, or we make a trade or something like that. And it's interesting to listen to what people are looking for, isn't it? So here we go. The top want on my want list, the hole to fill, and it's like a hole in my soul. I need to fill this to be a more complete person, is Comus. First Order, and I mean everyone is looking for that. So, but that's maybe the record I would pay the most for right now, I think. I'm looking for a band called Tractor. Their first press of that. Midnight Sun, an early press of that. Velvet Underground and Nico's album. Obviously, everyone's looking for that with a peelable banana. But there's a bunch of pressings from different countries, and I just need an early one with a peelable banana. I don't need the first, absolutely not. And I couldn't care less about the torso on the back. I just need the peelable banana. Affinity, Iron Car on Vertigo. It could be a spaceship Vertigo version of that. Aardvark, Arsar Shell, St. Stephen, Wild is the Wind by Nina Simone. There's someone in US, I bet, has a copy of this that they want to sell me, because it's not that hard to find, but I never see it here in Sweden. Magma's first record, Christopher, you have to fix me a copy of that. You're my Magma guy. Let's see. Christopher has written, love the cover of that record, no local bandography. What was the name of that documentary about Bo Hansson? Magician's Hat, E Magikens Hatt, I think it's called in Swedish. It was released on public service streaming online, SVT Play, yesterday. So you can see it again. It's a 1 hour documentary. It's very good, but I cried like a baby. It's such a sad story. I'm continuing. Karma by Pharoah Sanders. Insanely hard to get here in a shop, and getting expensive out there. Randy Holden's Population 2, that's a rare one. First press of Stormcock, which has gone down in price, so now it's the time to buy it. Arena, Arbeit macht frei, with the gun insert. That's very high up on my want list. Such a great album. And an early press of Kind of Blue on 6i, stereo or mono, but it doesn't have to be a first press. I know there's a bunch of pressings of that, so something in, you know, that's the major holes that I have, and obviously I won't fill all of them this year in 2019. Maybe not even one of them, but it's my main focus of this year to try to get a hold of some of those. But I have a want list that is maybe 600 records, and that's just the rare ones. I mean, the not so rare ones is up here. I have thousands of records that I'm looking for all the time. That's we all do. So yeah. Taking notes of all these, see if they are on their way to Sweden. Yeah, thank you so much. Stormcock is top of my list too. Yeah, I mean that when I first heard about Stormcock, it was a Fart Boy, Tony, who made a video about that. And I listened to it, so this is a VC kind of a record. I listened to it, blew me away, but it was like an 80, 90, almost $100 record. And then he released the reissue on his own label, Roy Harper. And I said it sucked. The pressing sucked when I got it, because I was so disappointed. But it's probably an okay reissue of the record. Because when I've heard it now, it's not that bad really, but it's not. I mean, I was hoping for a better sounding version of it, but the prices of the original pressing has gone down, so it's more like a $35, $40, maybe $50 record nowadays, and it's not that hard to find. There's a lot of copies on Discogs for reasonable prices right now, but it would be nice to. I mean, the shipping anywhere outside of Sweden, even in Sweden, it is just horrifying. So yeah, but that's what I'm looking for. Hey, Dr. Rhythm, just passing through. Good to see you. I name dropped your name before about, and did shout outs of my favorite VC channels, and your channel was on top of my list, the one I enjoyed the most in 2018. So yeah. Going back to the questions, a great album with a bad cover is Toe Fat, number 2, but number 1 is also very, very, very bad. But I love the music on Toe Fat too, and it's such a disgusting. It's a bad good cover. It's an awesomely bad good cover. Okay, a bad album with a great cover. I actually went through my collection. I have everything logged on Discogs, and I have graded all my records from 1 to 5, how much I like the music, and if it's 2 or less, I sell it, because I don't need mediocre records in my collection. There's too much already, so I try to sell those. So I don't have bad music, if you understand me. So even if there's a great cover, I don't buy the music just for the record just for the cover. So I will actually pass on that question. And a blues album. I actually got Taj Mahal's self-titled record from 1968 during 2018. I'm really happy that I did that. That's a great blues album. But I have maybe 30 blues albums in my collection, and it's like John Mayall, there's Lead Belly in there, Robert Johnson, Delta blues singer, and Taj Mahal now. So not a great collection of blues, I guess. Thanks, Jonas. Very kind of you. No, thank you for doing the videos. It's like Christmas every time they pop up. So thank you. A war worm song. I'm from Sweden, so I don't know really what that means, but I guess a song that sticks to your head. And the only thing I could really figure on top of my head is Yellow Submarine. Every time I start to hum that song, it gets stuck in my head and I can't get it off. So yeah, and a historical important artist. There's a bunch, but I took my favorite American important and influential artists, and that's, in my opinion, Dylan, Velvet Underground, and Charlie Parker. That kind of like touch base on many different like movements and genres, in my opinion, like Dylan and Velvet Underground, but also with the jazz scene. So I was thinking of Miles Davis, but I took it a step back and took Bird instead, who influenced Miles Davis and Coltrane, obviously, and so forth. I was thinking of Woody Guthrie also instead of Dylan, but it feels like obviously Woody Guthrie had a huge impact on Dylan, but his progression from being this folk singer in the 60s going into more electric rock, it feels like he has changed music history for so many times that he. But Miles did that too. So I mean, okay, yeah, that's my picks. Sorry. Okay, moving on. An album you own because of your parents, and I'm gonna take this down. There's a bunch of records that I can thank my parents for. This is one. My mom gave this to me Christmas in 2017, I think it was. The box set, volume 2, by Tom Petty. So thanks to her, I own that because she bought it to me as a present. The other one I could just figure out was Creedence Clearwater Revival. I have some of those records that was my dad's. My dad wasn't into Neil Young or Bob Dylan or Led Zeppelin and those kind of artists. He was a little bit more into Creedence and some 80s bands, stuff like that I really don't listen to today. But so his vinyl collection, when I picked through it, and I have some in my collection now, but it wasn't really that good. Is that really, yeah, like that good? But every time I see Creedence in my collection, I think of that. So that's a record that was him when he was younger, and now I have it. And someday my daughter will probably burn my records because she doesn't like it, but that's up to her. You can also get go as far back as Lester Young. Yeah, definitely. I've listened to Bird more than Lester Young. I think I have some Lester Young records, at least compilations, and I have some Ben Webster also, who was also very influential, if I understand correct. But I don't know everything, but definitely. Okay, so dollar bin finds. I have found some great stuff in dollar bins back in the day when I actually went digging in dollar bins. Nowadays I don't do that. I don't have the time, really. I don't grind in the time in those crates, but I've done some great finds in the ordinary sections, but not dollar bins. But one I know that I found in a dollar bin in a thrift store, I think it was Anduella's World End from 1970. in immaculate condition, US first press. And I didn't know what it was when I bought it. I just liked the cover. It was a cool looking cover for $1. So I went home, put it on, blew me away. And I play that a lot. I think it's a great psychedelic record. Progressive rock. So that's one that I could figure right on top of my head. Favorite double albums: White Album, obvious one. Bitches Brew, also obvious one. And I've played at Phil Maurice by Allman Brothers to death. I think that's a great, not only live album, but a double LP set. Other than that, I couldn't think of another record that was put out as a double LP. I'm looking at my collection now, but those are my picks. An album you learned out from the VC, so except Stormcock, which is an obvious one, if I talked about that. Link Wray, his self-titled record, was one that I learned from the VC, hunted down, and I love to this day. Moon Rappin' by Brother Macduff, by Sacco Funk, I think it was, that showed that, talked very warmly about that, got a copy. Before I got the copy, actually, I was, I don't work out anymore, but I was running for a while. And I always had Moon Rappin' in my ears when I was out running. It was the perfect pace for me when I was out running. And Henri Texier, I think that's how you pronounce it. Henri Texier, French bass player. They just reissued his first records now, but they've been out of print for a long time. And I managed to snag a copy of his second one, Amir. But there's another one called Varesh, which I'm looking for. Also a huge want. Hope to fill that hole this year. But Fred Big Star showed that record. I listened to it online and just blew me away. Fell in love with it right away and played it many times. And well as Dream, is so cool. I found Magma retrospective. It's almost impossible to find a cheap one near me. Yeah, I guess that. Christopher lives, if you don't know, lives very high up in Sweden. Think of polar bears and snow. That's where Christopher lives. Down here, we have beaches and sun. Christopher only have polar bears. So I guess that it's very hard to find And Well As Dream up there. I've seen it maybe reissued like 2-3 times in stores, but you don't see that very often. I'm sorry, Christopher. Dr. Rillen says Henri Texier was discovered by the VC for me too. Yeah, definitely, really good. Yeah, I miss Van too. Man, Van was really good for giving tips on records that not only jazz, maybe soul and funk especially. I have maybe 20 records of soul and funk, but he was the to-go-to dude. Polar bears and snow is better than Mexicans and drugs, says Vinyl 79. Awesome. Okay, moving on. A 10-inch record. I'm going to show a record. Ståhl's Trio. This is a jazz record by, I think he's called Matthias. Yeah, Matthias Ståhl. This is really good. They do a cover of Did You Give the World Some Love Today, Babe, on vibraphone, amongst others. And they also do Undervattensvals from a cartoon in Sweden called Bamse. This is a double LP 10-inch, and it's fantastic. So check it out if you like Swedish jazz. This is so underrated. I've only heard Anders talk about this, no other people in the VC. Matthias Ståhl is a fantastic artist in Sweden. And I'm going to show some 7-inch records because I have like 4 of them, and I'm going to show you those. I have a crate, but it's still like ABBA and Europe's Final Countdown and stuff like that. And these is not much better. I guess I have a Apple pressing of Badfinger's Baby Blue, one of the best songs ever recorded, in my opinion. I have this, I Beat You by Vicious Visions, the most rare and most sought after Swedish punk 7-inch in the history of Swedish punk music. Goes for $3,000-4,000 last time it was sold here in Sweden. And now you're all thinking like, oh shit, and you have this? But no, there were a Japanese like store, I think, punk store, that took a MP3 rip and pressed it on vinyl. And I bought it from Japan. My ex-girlfriend's uncle is this guy here. He died in cancer 5, 6, 7 years ago, something like that. Very tragic. Okay, I have a brownish Strangles LP 7-inch. This record was given free with the first 75,000 copies of Stranglers' Black and White album. If offered for sale to a shop, please write to. So yeah, I sold my copy of Black and White, I think, but I forgot to send the 7-inch, and he didn't complain. So and last one is Goblin Record Store Day Profundo Rosso. Sounds like crap. I played it just the other day. Red vinyl. So that's my 7-inches. I don't collect 7-inches. Once again, I'm too lazy. I can't take the time to run to the record player every now and again. So a full side of a long play record is good for me. Favorite album to fall asleep to? No one. I never fall asleep to records. I don't listen to music like that, so I'm gonna skip that. And favorite VC experience or advice for those making a video. Let's see here. Close enough, close to Canada. Nico is awesome, but he is from Norway. Yeah, Norway. I would love to meet up with Nico. Yeah, I think Nico might live closer to you, Christopher, than me. I don't know exactly where in Norway he lives. Okay, so favorite VC experience. I have to say that when back in the day, and this might be 7 years ago, when there weren't many of us doing videos in the VC, like 30, 50, 70 people maybe, something like that. I started a thread that I called the Long Association thread. And that was one of my favorite experiences in the VC, because it really took off and we had a blast with this. So I showed 3 records, and the last record that was associated with each other, and the last record I sent to a guy, like Tony I think it was, and he had to associate 3 records with that record. So one record, then associate another with that, and another with that, and send that along to the next person. So after a while you had a long thread that all was connected to each other. So not only musically, but our videos was also connected to each other, and you could follow the entire stream all the way. It was awesome, but it went somewhere and just died, and that was a pity. Like 2 months later, 3 months later, something like that. But that was really cool. We had a blast with that. I have to also say my own prog video that I did showing all my prog. That was very fun to do, and I've had many questions and a lot of interaction afterwards with that video. So that was also for me a personal great experience. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, competitions is some of them have been awesome to follow. I don't correspond with all the competitions that is out there and all threads, but I've watched a lot of them. But other than that, I mean, talking about the VC for a while, in my opinion, I mean, life changes all the time, and I'm not watching VC videos as I did before I became a dad and before I got a more steady job, and also, I mean, my collection has grown and my music knowledge has grown and my music taste has differed from when I started out in the VC. And I mean, these things are just natural in a way. It's a way to evolve, I guess. So I use the VC as like almost a way to relax. I watch videos. Not every day I watch complete videos. Maybe I watch 5 minutes of a 40-minute Seek video, but I know, but those 5 minutes really give me a time to relax, and I get some knowledge, and I almost share some laughs with the people on the other side of the screen, if you know what I mean, and so yeah, I mean, the VC was important to me when I started out and how it evolved, but in a way it's still very important to me because it's a huge part of my daily routines. I wake up, I watch a VC video, I go to sleep, and maybe I watch another video before I go to sleep, and some I miss, and sometimes I watch a lot, and I mean that's yeah, a huge part of it, and I'm so happy that it's still going strong, and I still have people posting videos so regularly that I always have something to watch. So yeah, that's a little bit of that, I guess. I have to go now. I'm going grocery shopping, and then I'm going back to do a recent Vinyl Finds video. I'm gonna put down some time to that, edit it, and stuff like that. So no live video, but this is fun. I love it. Just gonna. Anyone have Elon Kurju Harvest Time? Yes, I do. I have the reissue on Svart Records. It's a great record. I think Christopher likes that more than me, but it's a cool record. I remember a video from years. Or did we trade that, Christopher? No, that was another one. Oh, sorry. I remember a video from years ago when you got some VCLT, I think from NYC. Your reaction was priceless. Yeah, maybe that was when I got VCLT from Mibbertube. He sent me a package out of the blue, really. He just asked for my address, said he wants to send me some stuff, and yeah, I wasn't buying that much rare records because I didn't have the money really back then to or like the collection to really trade off and get these a little bit more expensive records. But he sent me a first press of Total 13 by Backyard Babies, which is a Swedish rock band and one of my favorite Swedish rock records. I still to this day think that that's almost like a perfect album. There's not a bad song on there, and I was just blown away. So maybe that's the video you're thinking of. Taste of Blues, Schizophrenia, that's the one that I just bought, the reissue of that from 1992. I just bought that like 2 hours ago, so hopefully it comes this week. First song on that record, Taste of Blues, Schizophrenia. It is awesome. Take care, Jonas. Great answers, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for for the time, and talk to you soon. Bye.